thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies as we continue with part 19, The Broken Merchant, from Book the Second, The Practice of the Mystic Tie by Albert G. Mackey. Part 19, The Broken Merchant. In an address which has already been quoted in this work, Brother Joseph R. Chandler relates the following. Over true tale, we are more than half inclined to suspect that the generous benefactor in this case was Brother Chandler himself. Many years since, says Brother Chandler, but within my own recollection and generally under my own observation, the respectable firm of Howard and Thompson, I used fictitious names, in the city of, fell into some commercial difficulties, which the limited capital of the junior partner was unable to surmount. The senior partner, with the aid of friends, compromised the debts, continued the business in his own name, and became, in time, a wealthy man. Thompson, lacking energy of character, but possessing some pride, declined a subordinate station in a counting room until his habits became so bad that he was deemed unfit for any place of trust, and he sunk from respectability to utter destitution and misery with a rapidity I never saw before nor since, equal to any man to whom crime was not to be imputed. He became brutified. Whole days would he lie on the public wharves, drunken with the liquor which he had extracted from the hogs' heads, being landed at the time, and his rags hung upon him so carelessly that decency stood aghast at his appearance. He was not merely a drunkard, but he was drunk all the time, and to him soberness was a rarity. He had not only lost all moral standing, all name of or claim to decency, but self-respect had fled, and he was the nearest approach in habits and appearance to the brute that I ever seen in man. One day, it was a clear sunshine of July. Thompson had thrown himself against the southern angle of a public building, and about noon, as the members of the came from the halls, he looked for a little eleemosynary aid that would enable him to add a loaf of bread to his more easily acquired liquor. But member after member passed on. The case was too disgusting to excite sympathy. One member only was left. He came round the corner of the building towards the place of egress from the premises, and, attracted by the appearance of the wretch before him, he was about to offer alms, when, looking closer, he examined. Are you not Thompson? Yes. Well, here is something, but we are watched. Come to my office this evening. Thompson kept the promise and presented himself at the office. He was not seen again for several weeks, and if any thought of him, it was to congratulate themselves that they were relieved from the presence of such a squalid wretch. About 2 months afterwards, as the troops of the United States marched through the city on their way to the northwestern frontiers, Thompson was seen in the manly uniform and wearing the neat, plain epaulette of a lieutenant of infantry. He acquitted himself like a man and died honorably a captain in the service. The world recollected that Thompson had been a member of 1 or 2 companies and associations, of which his patron and friend had been the principal, and they imputed the kindness which lifted him from the degradation to a social feeling on the part of his benefactor. But there are others who know that the benefactor was master of a lodge, where Thompson was once an active and useful member, and that, had appeals to the master's good feelings been earlier made, much suffering and disgrace would have been spared. As it was, the relieved died a captain in the service, and the reliever lived to be Grand Master of a Grand Lodge. Beautiful illustration this of the power of masonry to do good. How instructive would it be in us, my brethren, to know just what passed in the evening interview between those 2 masons, to know the persuasions on the part of the senior and the willing yieldings of the erring junior, to have witnessed the new gush of self-respect, its bright return to the heart, when it was proposed that he should hold a commission, and that there was one who not only could have influence with the government to procure the appointment, but still more, would have confidence in him to be responsible for his future venture. We may not lift the veil, my brethren, to look in upon the scene. Masonry, while she works such good, towels the door and lets others judge of the means by the beauty and excellence of the ends. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.